seemed to be doing really well. So
Yep.
well, in fact, he managed to buy a nearly $500,000 house in New Jersey.
Of course he
Good
did.
afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. This is
Why
the
are you so
Bishop
loud?
Whitehead, and I'm gonna walk y'all into my prayer closet. This
Really?
is my prayer closet. And then when you walk into my shoe closet,
Oh, for a second. Hold on, bros. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Before we get back into his closet, before we get back to his closet, I want to jump back to a couple of comments right quick because Shara and Angel Wings, y'all cooking this dude up in here. Y'all cooking this dude in here. And I like Shara comment here when she said, this could be said about so many of these prosperity preachers, bro. So many of them. And then Angel Wings. He just looks scammy. Yikes. But seriously, and like you guys were saying, and this is the for real part, and that's what I was talking about, messing with the outfits or whatever. Once you recognize someone as self-serving, and I'm not just talking about in the pulpit, I'm talking about also in governance. They give you these clues when they need to have hair and makeup and all of this stuff arrive before they come talk to the people about the people's business. That's self-serving. Those things should be red flags. And what I'm getting at is in our community, oftentimes we put too much focus on swag and charisma and not enough in substance and action and character and what people are actually doing. You make us feel good and we'll let you piper us right off the edge of a damn cliff. And what happens to the scammers in most cases, especially these overseas ones? Nothing. But let's get local for a little bit. Let's get local. Just like Shara's talking about, in Colorado, there's a chick who stole $12 million from the state to give to her married boyfriend. Do I have the article of that? Do I need to Google that to verify it? Not really, because it's ridiculously common. It's happening all the time. And that's really the point of this particular live stream. Yes, Miss Henyard is being the face of scamming and corruption, but it is not just her. It is going through all stretches and all sort of places in life. It is almost as if we as Americans cannot resist the scam. Is that the new American way? Scamming? And I love Charles' comment down here. Oh no, they banned the person, but really, to be honest, what else is Uber? Uber doesn't know who it is. None of them know who it is. What's this? Oh no! When my brother got out of the hospital, street having COVID, a scammer called him trying to say his electricity was going to be shut off unless he sent a bunch of money through Zelle. And that's exactly those things. This is Prince of Zamunda. You're a lone lost descendant. Your lone lost descendant. In order to receive your inheritance, please Western Union 1,000 US America. Okay, guy. Okay. Yes. But see, the problem is all of these scams aren't abroad. We've got good old domestic scammers right here in the US of A, wreaking the same havoc, causing the same types of results to their individual victims and us as the community. Let's check out some local scammers. Those that you would think or would be only up and legit people, pulling up their bootstraps, etc. Let's check this out. Make sure you guys can see it. Yes, you can. What do we have here? Former Bay Area restaurateur sentenced to federal prison for $3.3 million fraud scheme. A A former Bay Area restaurateur has been sentenced to 13 months in federal prison after he fraudulently used more than $3 million worth of COVID-19 relief funds at a casino for mortgage fees and for luxury car payments. Because that's exactly what COVID relief was for, right? What's my guy? Here's my guy. David Tai Long of Sacramento. Whoa, that sounds familiar.
You think I'm a fool? I know you're not the Dragon Warrior. None of you!
Okay, my bad. David Tai Long of Sacramento was sentenced to 30 months in prison Thursday after pleading guilty in February to 3 counts of wire fraud. He spent about $3.3 million of Restaurant Revitalization Fund and Paycheck Protection Program loans. The Restaurant Revitalization Fund was another fund that was specific, as you see in the name, for restaurants that may have been affected by COVID, along with the PPP Paycheck Protection Loan Program that he used loans for personal use, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Northern District of California. In May 2021, Long, who co-owned Kame Japanese Seafood Buffet in Daly City, Tome Sushi and Seafood Buffet in San Jose, and Tome Japanese Seafood Buffet in Concord, submitted a RRF loan application for $5 million that he claimed he would be using for payroll, rent, business maintenance, expenses, and utilities during the pandemic. Long later admitted that he transferred $3.5 million of the RRF loan to mortgage payments of his Sacramento home, which is exactly what the PPP funds were for. Well, why is that a big deal? He just defrauded the government a little bit. The government got it, right? No harm, no foul. Well, guess what? Somebody's restaurant closed that may not have applied before he did, that may not have been able to get to the funds because he got them, so he could go to the casino, so he could pay a mortgage that apparently was in the millions. Cars. That's what happened. That's what happened. Somebody that really needed that money to keep their restaurant open, to actually pay employees during that time. We're talking 24 months. We're talking 24 months that there were real people that couldn't make the livings that they were used to. He took from them. And everybody knows that the PPP fraud ran rampant. He hit him for 3.5. He hit him for 3.5. Char was just telling us about somebody in Colorado with 14.
Oh, snap.
These are funds that people that actually needed that. Because the thing is, if you remember during those time periods, you had to quote unquote hurry up and apply for these things, wherever you lived, before quote unquote funds ran out or before another round or whatever. Luckily, I was in the industry where it was pretty much business as usual. They just sent us home. So I didn't really know about the ins and outs of all the PPP stuff besides everybody riding around in new cars and stuff. But my man here, Mr. Tai Long, was riding around in some serious new cars and stuff at the tune of 3.3 million. Let's look a little bit more. They got a little bit more detail on here. Let's check this out. I don't want that one. I want the big one. All right. What we have here. According to the U.S. District Attorney's Office, Long additionally applied for 2 PPP loans, which included one in 2020 for $257,100 and another one in 2021 for $300. Dude, this is over $500,000, dog, in PPP. After $3.5 million of the RRF loans. Long was originally indicted on charges of mishandling COVID-19 relief funds. in August of 2022. You think, oh, what does this say? And this isn't the first time he made headlines. In 2021, the U.S., Jesus, they was busy with this dude. The California Attorney General's office charged Long and two of his business partners, Sonny something Chan, I'm not even gonna try, and Wendy Lai Ipe something, whatever, with 65 counts of tax and wage. All right, man. So my man just went crazy. My man just went crazy with the PPP and the RRF loans. He'd been scamming with these companies even before that, tax fraud. Also, I want to take all the taxpayers' money, and then I don't want to pay any taxes. Then it said something about, what did it say about wages? What did it say? Wage theft. Ain't that rich? What the hell is PPP for? Paycheck protection. Wow. Anyway, so this was an upstanding restaurateur in California with $1 million home and luxury cars. Just a scammer, stealing. Just a good old-fashioned scammer, stealing. All walks of life. Tiffany Henyard is not just the face of it. I mean, she's the face of it, but she's definitely not the only participant in these fine United States of America. Why can't we stop? Why can't we resist the scam? And like Shara said, it is disgusting because it affects all of us. With just that restaurant guy, it was about $4 million. $4 million of funds that were needed by other people that they did not get because my man was living it up with it. Mr. Tai Long, the Dragon Warrior. All right, who's our next guy? Who's our next scammer? The next walker. What do we have here? You know we couldn't do it. You know we couldn't do this without being represented by someone of the cloth, because let's keep it real. One of the easiest places to go scamming, especially in our community, is vis-a-vis the church. And I do not know why all of these dang on preacher for profit, bling bling, and this is literally in this dude's name, pastors always rise to the forefront in these churches. And then it's like some kind of big surprise when they do what their name says. But let's check out. And really, to be honest, I just want to know what his totals are at this point. Let's see how much he got and what he got away with and what he did. Let's see. Brooklyn pastor Bling Bishop sentenced to 9 years for fraud and extortion. So that, hey man, you better not say yay. All right. U.S. attorney says, let's check him out. Lord, this dang on writing is small. Let me scooch up so I can't see. All right. Lamar Whitehead, a flashy Brooklyn pastor nicknamed the Bling Bishop, was sentenced Monday to 9 years in prison after being convicted of using the parishioners' God dang it. The elderly. Okay. After using parishioners' retirement savings and trying to extort a businessman, U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York announced. Whitehead was found guilty in March on 2 counts of wire fraud, as well as 1 count of attempted wire fraud, attempted extortion to make false statements to a federal law enforcement agent. The convictions are from 3 separate schemes. So my man done tried to extort. Yo, Angel Wings in the house. What's happening with you? Angel Wings, thank you so much for stopping by. We're just talking about these scams right quick and how they are affecting us all. They're not victimless crimes. In a lot of cases, they do not just affect the individuals themselves. They affect all of us. They take taxpayers' money. They take funds from programs that should be used for other people that actually need them. And in this case, the good Bling Bishop here has been stealing retirement funds. and then tried to extort somebody to make false statements. But let's check this out, because they said there was 3 separate schemes. So let's check out one. All right. In addition to his prison sentence, the 45-year-old New Jersey man was sentenced to 3 years of supervised release in order to pay $85,000 in restitution and forfeit $95,000. According to news released from the U.S. Attorney's Office and court documents. Lamar Whitehead is a con man who stole millions of dollars in a string of financial frauds and even stole from one of his own parishioners. He lied to federal agents and again to the court at his trial. Today's sentence puts an end to Whitehead's various schemes and reflects the office's commitment to bring accountability to those who abuse their positions of trust. And the thing about it is, a lot of times with these schemes, trust is a big part of it. And they go about gaining the trust in different ways, whether it be a title. I am mayor. I am town supervisor. I am the pastor, or I'm a love interest. All of these things try to invoke trust in the quote unquote would-be victim. Trust. But you know what? I'm not going to keep talking about the Bling Bishop, because the good guy, Hannibal, is hungry. Of course, bro. You know I'm going to skip you, right? Because I don't make $150,000 a year to give to you. All right. Hannibal is hungry. Actually posted about this dude's conviction, and then he posted a link to a previous video where he had actually talked about this guy's exploits. So I figured we check out what the details Mr. Hannibal had on my man's, as opposed to just me reading about it. It's making big. Yeah, it's making big. All right. Let's see what the Bling Bishop was up to according to Hannibal is hungry. And I need to run by there and send you a super chat.
He lost more than $1 million in jewelry during a highly publicized robbery at his Brooklyn church. Now, the so-called Bling Bishop is also poised to lose his freedom. Lamar Whitehead facing decades in prison after a jury convicted him today on federal charges, including wire fraud and attempted extortion.
Flexing millions of dollars, wearing luxury clothes, and riding around New York City in a Rory's voice.
Come on, bro.
This is Lamar Whitehead. This man was supposed to be a man of spreading the gospel, but this supposed bishop was nothing more than a swindler, scammer who deceived millions of people and stole millions of dollars. His preachings of personal enrichment was disguised as religious doctrine that captivated millions.
What did I say? That preaching for profit. Preaching for profit. We got to stop falling for that.
Millions of followers, who was caught up in his flashy success stories, but ignored the warnings of his sneaky, greedy ways. Behind his flashy lifestyle, he's nothing but a scammer in disguise, pushing a message of
scammer in disguise. Okay, I'm sorry.
The story of Lamar Whitehead, the Bling Bishop of Brooklyn.
Tell me about it, my man.
Whitehead is shrouded in mystery, almost as murky as his later actions, being a complete scammer. He was born in 1978. He claims to be the son of Arthur Miller Jr., a man who tragically died in police custody after being arrested for a suspended license.
Let me guess, he was.
The story gets a little confusing. It turns out that Miller's family's records tell a completely different story. Arthur only had one son, aged 12, and 3 other girls, aged between 8 and 16, when he passed away. So the question is, did Whitehead make up a story for a dramatic storyline? He even posted about this supposed father on Instagram. But we're not the only ones questioning his family connection. Arthur's youngest daughter, the real one with the birth certificate, has said she knows nothing about Lamar Whitehead.
I don't know nothing about you, bro.
Half-brother. She said that even Whitehead contacted her decades ago. He claimed to be the stepbrother, but she insists her father never acknowledged Whitehead as his son or mentioned him at all. And this is a huge red flag. And you'll see more red flags later on in the story. Whitehead apparently asked Miller's family for money, claiming to know about the funds related to his alleged father's tragic death. So Miller Bradford got furious and challenged him to take a DNA test to prove his claims. According to reports, Whitehead just hung up the phone.
Oh.
Why does all this matter? Other than the fact that he's probably finding a way to be a scammer, it's because Arthur Miller's death had a big impact on the country 40 years before the George Floyd incident. His death sparked a lot of protests at the time. So this is why his daughter is so upset that Lamar is using and making up this story to act like he's fighting for something. Whitehead not only ignores Miller Bradford's accusations, calling her a liar, but he even tells the media to do a DNA test, which he refused to do himself. His lawyer won't say if Miller's name is on Whitehead's birth certificate. After high school, Whitehead got offers from good
just looks
universities for
scammy.
sports scholarships.
Angel
But instead of
Wings.
sports, he chose to study accounting and videography at a small college in New
Hold
Mexico.
on. First
But
of all,
he went back.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Yeah. See, that suit should have told you guys. Drop it in the collection plate. Should have told you everything you needed to know. Anybody that wants to be seen that much, that wants to draw that much attention to themselves, they are not there to give you anything. Not the word, not any guidance, nothing. They're not there to give you anything. Jeez, people, stop it.
Videography at a small college in New Mexico, but he went back to Brooklyn after his studies. Lamar Whitehead seemed to dive into the spotlight. He tried acting, modeling, even recording some hip-hop songs, but those things didn't go so well because he later got into real estate as a mortgage broker. And speaking of real estate, Whitehead's business seemed to be doing really well. So well, in fact, he managed to buy a nearly $500,000 house in New Jersey.
Of course he did.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Bishop, Bishop Whitehead. And I'm gonna walk y'all into my prayer closet.
Really?
This is my prayer closet. And then when you walk into my shoe closet.
Oh, for a second. Hold on, bros. Hold on. Before we get back into his closet. I want to jump back to a couple of comments right quick because Shara and Angel Wings, y'all cooking this dude up in here. Y'all cooking this dude in here. And I like Shara comment here when she said, this could be said about so many of these prosperity preachers, bro. So many of them. And then Angel Wings. It just looks scammy. Yikes. But seriously, and like you guys were saying, and this is the for real part, and that's what I was talking about, messing with the outfits or whatever. Once you recognize someone as self-serving, and I'm not just talking about in the pulpit, I'm talking about also in governance. They give you these clues when they need to have hair and makeup and all of this stuff arrive before they come talk to the people about the people's business. That's self-serving. Those things should be red flags. And what I'm getting at is in our community, oftentimes we put too much focus on swag and charisma and not enough in substance and action and character and what people are actually doing. You make us feel good and we'll let you piper us right off the edge of a damn cliff. But I feel good. Anywho, again, reminds me of Jamal Bryant. No shame. But anyway, let's go back to my man's prayer closet with LEDs and 1,000 pairs of shoes. Let's check it out.
Every designer wear.
Yeah, we see it.
Designer wear for days, for days.
Yeah, because that's what happens when you skim for days.
Climb too fast, his success came crashing down dramatically.
Oh, hold on, y'all
can't see it. In 2004, authorities were getting loads of complaints from people saying that the identities were being used illegally to buy Range Rovers. Soon after, the police arrested a suspect for identity. When they looked into it, they found someone else at the same address as the suspect. Guess who? Yeah, you already know. Authorities quickly thought that Whitehead was somehow involved, maybe as an accomplice or even a leader. But that's when a year-long hunt to catch him began. While he was on the loose, Whitehead was not going to waste any more time. He took advantage of his freedom and kept on scamming. In 2005, he asked for a hefty loan of $200,000 from a renowned film director. This tells you that Lamar knows how to rub shoulders with the right people. Lamar promised to pay it back in a month with a generous interest of $25,000.
Of course.
But he never kept his word.
Of course
3 years later, a lawsuit from that director for about $306,000 landed at his doorstep. Or should I say, at the prison bars. Because finally, in 2005, The police finally caught up with him thanks to a tip-off. Someone has bought a motorcycle in Brooklyn using someone else's data.
Hold on.
And was driving around in a maroon Range Rover.
Yo, my man said 2005. He has been at scamming and doing junk like this since back then.
It was uncovered that Whitehead was running an extensive identity fraud and theft ring to secure at least $2 million in loans and purchase high-end vehicles. Over 50 identified victims across multiple states were stripped of their identities by the scammer's insatiable greed. Charges poured onto Whitehead, who in 2008 was found guilty and sentenced to 5 years behind bars, a sentence that, far from reforming him, only seemed to have hardened him in his deceitful ways. Whitehead headed straight to the ministry. He studied at a New York cemetery and obtained certification.
He was given the background before.
Accredited through Nyack College. Overnight, this ex-convict became an authorized chaplain and officiant for weddings and funerals. You guys already know where this is going to go.
I do.
Lamar Whitehead's life.
I do know where this is going because it led up to the article that just showed his conviction over 3 separate other schemes that included stealing from the parishioners to wherever the church was he became after he got out of prison and was a preacher. And yeah, this is great stuff. And see, and the thing is, what kind of damage does this do? Of course, it damaged the parishioners that he stole money from, but then it also damages that particular church, that church's reputation. But then for those that superficially look, generally speaking, those that want to find fault, period, as far as the church body goes, that gives them a see, look, see what that preacher man was doing. So again, scams never a victimless crime. Everybody ends up paying the price for scams. Everybody.